promise. All right, let's go. We were right about what we were wrong about. We were right about, now this is more me because I've made more predictions in the last several. You have, but I'm going to go, we were right about Lamar Jackson. Now, before you and I even started the show together, I've been putting out content about Lamar Jackson being a buy low since about March. And I have purchased Lamar Jackson cards, and I just sold a Lamar Jackson rated rookie SGC 9.5 that I was into for about $45. Just sold it. Somebody binned it on eBay. Buy it now. Binned it for $90. So I doubled my money on a Lamar Jackson SGC 9.5, and I still have that same card in a PSA 10. My plan is to hold that sucker as Lamar heads towards another MVP caliber season and the Ravens make a playoff run. What's your take on my we were right about Lamar Jackson?
First off, you're right to buy it a little bit low. Are you the first person to say Lamar Jackson's great? No. But he is the best player on the field, no matter which field he's on. He's the best player on the field every single time. The offense is still figuring it out. Hollywood Brown starting to be a route runner, not just a streaker. Look out. Guys catching more balls over the middle. Guys getting more hook routes. That's the kind of thing that helps Lamar Jackson be great. I love Lamar Jackson. I just think he's a really fun, exciting player. I think he's a really good kid as well, and I hope he continues. You were right about. Well done.
And the hype machine was down on Lamar after last season. The hype machine, nobody liked him when he lost in the playoffs. They didn't think he was good anymore. That's when I bought his cards, my friend. Now I'm
yeah, the ups and downs of thinking that can you imagine buying Jordan cards after they lost in the 95 playoffs in the second round to the Orlando Magic, thinking he was done, or when he couldn't dunk in his first game back against the Pacers? God, that might have been Lamar Jackson.
That's what's happening right now in the card market. So a couple more things, and then we got to wrap up here because I got to take Max to baseball. But the second we were right about, I got to throw out there right now because it's our guy, Kadarius Toney. I bought a Kadarius Toney RPA just 2 weeks ago for $55. Guess how much I sold it for today?
$230.
$100. 2 weeks, double your money. One good game, Kadarius Toney throwing 80-yard passes down the field as a wideout. Gotta love it.
I'll be honest with you. I'm disappointed you didn't wait.
Hey,
I'm disappointed you didn't wait. Big, physical, starting to kind of get a little bit of something going with Daniel Jones before he got knocked dingy the other day. I'm disappointed you didn't wait 2 more weeks, Paul. I sent you that article just yesterday from the USA Today that talked about the next breakout candidate wide receiver is Mr. Toney. I wish you would have waited 2 more weeks, but hey, you made some money, and I give you credit for that call as well. You were right about.
Put the money where the mouth is. That's what I did, and I doubled the money. Transaction completed. And you know what? I hope the nice young gentleman or young lady who paid $100 for that card, I hope it does go for $230. I hope they make $130 on their investment. Pay it forward, baby. That's what the hobby is all about. Okay, here's the bad news. The bad news is that I so far have been wrong about a guy named Saquon Barkley. I bought a couple Saquon Barkley cards thinking the same kind of scenario where everyone's down on him because of the injury. Now's the time to buy low. He's going to come back. And he just hasn't come back yet, Murph. Is there hope for my Saquon Barkley cards?
Of course there is. Of course there's hope with the Saquon Barkley card. I mean, I couldn't believe how he got hurt. I mean, how can on an NFL field, can you take your eyes off of where you're running to for 20 yards? That's basically what he did. Did you see the injury? He was literally looking downfield, not looking where he was going, and ultimately ran in and hurt himself. I mean, I just couldn't believe when I saw it that he ran 20 yards on an NFL field, which is crazy, looking in the other direction versus where he is actually going. Couldn't believe it. There's potential for Saquon yet, but these injuries are starting to pile up on Saquon Barkley. You're going to know inside of the next 12 months whether or not that was a bad call or a good call.
Yeah. Right now, I'm about $45 into a Saquon Barkley SGC 9.5. That's a little bit under.
You're 45 in?
Yeah, and then I'm about 85 into a Saquon Barkley PSA 10. These are both Donruss rated rookies. I'd say right now I'm underwater on each of them by maybe about 10%. I think if you think
that's it,
can come,
then you're good.
Yeah, I think Saquon, if you agree that he can – so I'm going to say I was wrong about Saquon as of right now, but as of 1 month from now, 2 months from now, maybe that turns around to the we were right about column.
Yeah, for sure. They always turn.
They could turn. Murph, anything you want to add to either the buys, the sleepers? Like, what do you got for me here before we wrap it up, my friend?
Okay. Here's a couple of things that I was right about. And this was unfortunate. We ran out of time one show, and I wanted to make a big call. I think I referenced the name, but I wanted to make a big call about a month ago. Picked this guy up, couldn't believe somebody dropped him in a fantasy league, was really excited about the opportunity. A little guy by the name of Dawson Knox in Buffalo. Like the potential of that continuing to get better. You've got a 4-year quarterback who is learning how to use the tight end in an offense where the wideouts are incredibly good, which means you're getting more double teams on the outside, which opens up a guy like Dawson Knox, who proved that he's incredibly athletic, very fast, and can get open. Didn't have time on that. We also talked a little bit about my boy Quez the other day. He had a nice game last night, inches away from a big game last night, but he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's unusually big. I think deceptively big, I think I would say is the more is the biggest term. You and I are opposite ends of this. You like a little guy named by the name of Rieger. I like Quez to be the second guy in Philly. We'll see who's right and we'll see who's wrong. This will be a fun season for those two guys in our conversation. Lastly, I'm going to make a call. And I've been right on some calls in the past. I might bomb on this one, but I'm going to give you a sense of why I told you I've got a parallel to a guy, to one from back in 2008, 2009 by the name of Arian Foster. Arian Foster was brought up on as you guys all know, a fantasy darling. And I think, what was it, Paul? 2009-ish, something like that. He was brought up from the practice squad in week 16 of 2008, 2009, because Dominic Davis couldn't stay healthy. God knows what else that Houston, Texas didn't have. And I picked him up immediately in the fantasy league. Why? Because I knew a little bit about his history. I knew that he succeeded in the zone blocking scheme in Tennessee. I knew there was significant potential for this guy. I hyped him up for the next season, the whole offseason. What happened in Arian Foster's first game as a Texan? He fumbled on his fourth carry. He was benched by Kubiak. He was benched by Kubiak only to come back the next game and the game after that and have big games. There's something similar a brewing in New England by a guy named Ramondre Stevenson. He had a great preseason. I think in his second carry of his NFL career, maybe his first one, he fumbled the ball and he got benched. And he's basically done nothing since. He doesn't get the ball. I think he had a healthy scratch 1 week. But last week, given some injuries, this guy had 11 carries, didn't do a ton with them, but was a part of the offense. Here's what we know about New England. You don't know anything about what they're thinking in terms of their running back position. If you got space on your team, if you can go get a card for $1, maybe $2, I like it.
Murph.
I'm not saying he's the next Arian Foster circa 2009 to 2012. But here's what I do know. You don't know what New England's thinking. They're still trying to figure it out. This guy dominated the preseason. He got Arian fostered in his first ever NFL game, fumbled it, benched basically for 5 weeks. And now his situation yields a little bit of opportunity. What does he do with it? What do you do with it, Paul, on the card front?
I like it, Murph. I like your calls. I liked them last week. I went out and got a Van Jefferson RP.
Van Jefferson?
$15. I'm excited to see what he does. I like the Ramondre Stevenson. I was actually looking at my spreadsheet here to see if I won any Ramondre Stevensons because I had bid on several Ramondre Stevenson RPAs. I have him on my dynasty team. I'm aligned with you on Ramondre Stevenson, and I would like to now go out and find an RPA for under $25 of him, or maybe just a pro uniform basic rookie card for a dollar.
Basic.
Now here's Dawson Knox. You can get, there's bids on him that lead me to believe that he's an under $50 rookie autograph guy, which is great. I like the call for Buffalo right now. And I'm still with you on Quez. So you're riding the Quez train. You added Dawson Knox. You added Ramondre Stevenson. You got KJ Osborne and Van Jefferson from last week. You're bringing it strong.
You gotta be patient. Be a little patient with these guys. The reason why I like KJ, the reason why I like Quez is because these guys couldn't even find an opportunity in the lineup last year. What did they do? They worked their ass off. They got in the gym. They learned how to run routes. Look what's happening. They're getting 6, 7, 8 targets a game. Watch them. Watch them. Guys that make significant improvement, I like. That means you got opportunity. We'll see about Ramondre. It's a bold call. It's a parallel that I loved because of the Arian Foster benching on his 4th NFL carry. I like it on Stevenson because of the exact same thing. And you just don't know ever what Bill Belichick is thinking.
I think these are the kinds of moves you have to pull to make some money in the hobby. And we thank you for watching and listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show, powered by NoOffSeason.com, brought to you by MarketMoversApp.com. Use the promo code NoOffSeason, all lowercase, to save 20%. And sponsored today by our friends at CharityBuzz.com. Go to cards.CharityBuzz.com before or on Thursday, October 28th, and bid to help the Inspiring Children Foundation. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Murph, you have a great day. Everybody out there, have a great day. Happy collecting.
Have a great day, guys. Happy collecting.